Thank you so much for staying with us, everyone. Let's continue with the conversation now. Mr. Segun Showumi has been talking to us, a member of the PDP. Let's move the conversation forward now. What are the chances that because the Jegede group, the Jegede group, they will challenge, and this particular court decision does not have any basis to stop Jegede's candidature at this election?
Very good. It's within their right to challenge. Nobody has stopped them from challenging. The issue is that between now and the time that they are going to either get their challenge in court or whether they're going to be able to get any real relief from what they are challenging, the court has pronounced that Barrister Jimoh Ibrahim is the duly nominated candidate for PDP. And you know, the thing is this: what we saw take place in Kogi has demonstrated beyond reasonable doubt that it is actually the party that is going into contest. And if there are people within the parties who have issues as to, oh, I'm supposed to be the candidate, no, you're supposed to be the candidate, they're supposed to go to court. And
from your perspective, you think this is settled?
From my reading of the law and what the learned judge relied upon, he relied upon three things. One, the Electoral Act Section 85, which is also in tandem with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Section 223, and the Constitution of the PDP. What is the consistent thing with all of these things? The consistent thing with the three authorities I've quoted is that there is a 4-year tenure for the ESCOs. And this 4-year tenure is sacrosanct. All of the responsibilities that they are supposed to carry out within their tenure, if it happens within their tenure, then it's within their right.
Because what we understand is that the Jegede group are planning to get, or have gotten an injunction to stop this action.
I doubt whether I can use an injunction to stop a judgment. These are part of the things that irritate. You cannot use an injunction to stop a judgment. You can only go to the court. And unfortunately, even in the Court of Appeal, you see, the principle that they are hoping to rely on, which is from documentation that says whether the issue was about 2019 or 2016, they are forgetting that Mimiko versus Agagu Court of Appeal, 2009, Nigerian Weekly Law Report, part 1140, page 342, had said that you cannot really compromise the principle of estoppel just because you think that an error has taken place. It is assumed that everybody has common knowledge as to the fact that the ESCO has a responsibility within its tenure.
Mr. Showumi, let's quickly get some perspectives now. I mean, different from your own view, perhaps. The spokesperson of the PDP Caretaker Committee, Ms. Prince Adeyeye, joins us now. Many thanks for coming on the program. Looks so much like there is a lot to talk about. At the same time, there is a judgment removing 2 federal lawmakers of the PDP in Enugu State. At the same time, you have reacted to the incident in Ado-Ekiti with Chief Anika Ode's wife. But this one is what we're talking about, the one that concerns Ondo State, where the candidate lawyer to your group, Senator Ahmed Makarfi group, has been stopped from being enlisted as a candidate in Ondo State. What are your views on this very one?
I'm not ready to. Unfortunately, I didn't listen to the other man who spoke with you very well, because that was not the issue we wanted. I was not put on notice that that matter would be discussed. So I didn't know the arguments he brought forward. But I can only say one thing, that the candidate of the PDP for Ondo State governorship election is the Jegede, and that's all I can say.
When we wonder that...
I don't know what the other arguments he puts forward. That's just it. We have said it, that he's the candidate, he's the one whose name has been published by INEC, and we see how the matter ends. But I don't want to go further than that.
There are a lot of issues to talk about. But quickly, let me just ask you, when we wonder that the 2 groups, Senator Sheriff and Senator Makarfi, we understand that they were trying to reconcile. But where has this reconciliation move left the party? Because if this is happening now, it looks so much that the reconciliation move is perhaps not working.
I wouldn't say that. Reconciliation is a process, and it doesn't a one-day affair. So, on our own part, we are acting on good faith. We don't know about the other side. But events will prove us right or wrong in the days ahead. I wouldn't say that the consolation is not working.
But are you afraid? Are you afraid that the decision coming from the Court of Justice Okonabang will mess up the plans of your faction, Senator Ahmed Makarfi faction, in making sure that Mr. Jegede is your candidate? Because it looks so much that with this decision, INEC says enlist Jimoh Ibrahim. Are you living with that?
I didn't get you, please.
I'm saying that the decision of the court of Justice Okonabang's court saying that Jimoh Ibrahim should be enlisted by INEC, isn't that going to mess up the plans of putting forward Mr. Jegede?
I have told you that Jegede remains our candidate. I don't know if you think that will happen, but he has made his own ruling. It's not the only court in Nigeria, and it's not the highest court in Nigeria. So I would say more than that. So, well, but I believe the entire people of Ondo State, you cannot reap where you did not sow. The man they are talking about is not even a member of PDP. So I believe the matter will be sorted out in this side, but I don't want to talk about this issue too much because I didn't listen to it.
Prince Adeyeye, many thanks for.
Those people are flagging up their campaign tomorrow with Jegede as the flag bearer. So
interesting times. Many thanks, Adeyeye, for talking to us on the program. Let's come back now to the studio. It looks so much like we are going to see Mr. Jegede flag off his campaign. And at the end of the day, it looks so much, because this is a senior advocate of Nigeria, it looks so much that he has his game well planned out.
Listen. We've drawn this road before. We have had situations where, take for instance in 2011, the court pronounced absolutely that, look, you're supposed to do A, B, C. You can't build something on nothing. And with due respect to the spokesperson of the Makarfi group, when we had resolved all the issues around the states, way before we got to the contentious issues of a national convention, state congresses were done, Southwest regional congresses were done, and there is division of labor. It is not exactly the responsibility of a caretaker committee to now begin to tell other people or to tell the INEC or tell us or even tell PDP members that this is our candidate. No! The issue has become contentious. The Supreme Court judgment in Uzodin Mabel-Sita that I quoted earlier on says that INEC has a responsibility to maintain neutrality in inter-party dispute, and that once inter-party disputes take place, they are to go to court, and the court is supposed to finally make a pronouncement. Right. Listen,
as we close
the law is not open to private interpretation.
Mr. Showmi, as we close, do tell us, where do you see these end?
Well, what I would just want to say is that I want to call on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to ensure that there's no breakdown of law and order in Ondo State. The courts have made a pronouncement. It is the responsibility of the executive and all of those who provide security there, in spite of the fact that there's a governor there, to let the governor understand that he has benefited from court pronouncements in the past.
Do you see Mr.
And
Jimoh?
He needs to now respect the rule.
Do you see Mr. Jimoh Ibrahim?
I think the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria is a very big brand. The people of Ondo are waiting and eager to vote him in. And I believe that he will flag off his campaign robustly. And by the grace of God Almighty, he'll be made governor.
Mr. Showmi, many thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you.
That's our program tonight. Many thanks for being part of it. On behalf of the team, I'm Sean Kimale. Bye for now.